for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on decomposition reactions. In our last lesson, we learned all about combination reactions. We learned that a combination reaction is a chemical reaction in which two or more substances combine to form a single substance. It is also known as a synthesis or composition reaction. To help us better understand this reaction, we looked at the example of burning carbon completely in oxygen to produce carbon dioxide. Two elements are combined, carbon and oxygen, to produce carbon dioxide. We also learned that combination reactions are usually exothermic reactions. This is because when a bond forms between two elements, two compounds, or an element and a compound, heat is released. We finished our lesson by writing equations for combination reactions. In today's lesson, we are going to learn all about decomposition reactions. We will define what a decomposition reaction is and look at some examples. We will also write some formulas that show this type of reaction. Let us get started. A decomposition reaction is a type of chemical reaction. It involves the breaking down of a single compound into two or more elements or simpler compounds. Decomposition reactions can be caused using heat, light, electricity, or a catalyst. A catalyst is a substance that participates in a chemical reaction to increase the rate of reaction. However, most decomposition reactions are carried out using the application of heat. Students, let us do our first activity. If decomposition reactions are most often carried out when heat energy is supplied, what type of reaction are most decomposition reactions?
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. If you said that most types of decomposition reactions are endothermic, then you are correct. The heat energy added during a decomposition reaction is represented by a delta symbol, which looks like a tiny triangle above the arrow in the equation. A typical decomposition reaction equation looks like this. Let us look at a few examples of decomposition reactions. When heat is added to sodium bicarbonate, it decomposes to give sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide, and water. When electricity is passed through water, it decomposes to give hydrogen and oxygen. Students, let us do an activity. Please write an equation for these two different decomposition reactions, sodium bicarbonate and water.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Were you able to correctly write the equations for the decomposition of sodium bicarbonate and water? Here are the correct equations so you can compare them to your own. Here is another example of a decomposition reaction. When calcium hydroxide is heated, it gives calcium oxide and water vapor. Let us watch this video so you can see what this decomposition looks like. Students, let us look at the decomposition of nitrates and carbonates. The decomposition of group 1A nitrates produces nitrites and oxygen. Group 1A means that these nitrates are in the lithium family. Decomposition of all metal nitrates, except those in group 1A, give nitrogen dioxide, metal oxide, and oxygen gas. All metal carbonates, except for sodium and potassium, decompose when heated to form a metal oxide and carbon dioxide. Students, in a moment you will see a table. Match each type of decomposition listed in the left column with what it produces in the right column.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Group 1A nitrates produce nitrites and oxygen. Metal nitrates, except those in Group 1A, produce nitrogen dioxide, metal oxide, and oxygen gas. Metal carbonates, except sodium and potassium, produce metal oxide and carbon dioxide. In today's lesson, we learned all about decomposition reactions. We learned that a decomposition reaction is one in which a single compound is broken down into two or more elements or simpler compounds. We learned that this type of chemical reaction is often endothermic, which means that heat energy is applied to it to create the reaction. We also looked at several examples of chemical decomposition, including the basic equation, Group 1A nitrates, metal nitrates not in Group 1A, and metal carbonates. This is all the time we have for today's lesson. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.